You're about to make a giant Disney World mistake if you don't plan on going to these restaurants while you're there. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and it's time for a classic DFV video all about, you guessed it, food. There are some Disney World restaurants we've come to rely on like an old friend over the years, and we want to share them with you today so that you know where we love to go when we need a satisfying meal that feels worth the money. So get ready, because I'm about to show you our all-time favorite restaurants in each of the parks, as well as in Disney Springs and across some of those hotels too. Starting out in Hollywood Studios, for signature dining, I recommend Hollywood Brown Derby. We're going to start off with legitimately the best restaurant in all of Hollywood Studios. No contest. HBD is just as delicious as it is historic, and it's definitely historic, considering it's a replica of the famous Hollywood restaurant from back in the day. It's also the sole signature restaurant of Hollywood Studios, meaning reservations for this place tend to fill up quickly. So you're going to want to secure your spot at Hollywood Brown Derby just as soon as you can, which is going to be 60 days before your visit. As a signature restaurant, Hollywood Brown Derby is on the pricier side of things. Entrees typically cost around $25 to $50 per person, and that's before you add any apps or desserts or specialty cocktails onto your bill. It's also a fairly heavy meal, which might be a mistake if you're planning to ride Rock and Roller Coaster or just a bunch of other spinny or dizzy rides immediately after. However, Hollywood Brown Derby is a fancy and more upscale restaurant with these old Hollywood vibes that truly remind us of the golden age of Tinseltown. I wasn't there, but from what's in my head about what Tinseltown was like. So what do we like to order here? The famous Cobb salad and grapefruit cake are two of the items we rave about most, and for good reason. They rarely let us down. But we also love options like the creamy tomato soup, the escargot with roasted garlic bechamel, crispy prosciutto and puff pastry, the grilled Ora King salmon with black rice, citrus butter, sugar snaps, and crab bisque, and the grapefruit cake martini made with grapefruit vodka, vanilla vodka, and a splash of cream with a graham cracker rim. I also love the risottos here, so if you can get the tomato risotto, that's a special day. If you're having a hard time getting reservations for this one, you may want to look into the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge instead on the day of your park visit. The Brown Derby Lounge only accepts walk-up guests, so seating is first come, first served. Now, it's outside, so heads up if the elements are not your friend that day. But it also has many of the same classic menu items that you'll find in the full-service restaurant. Okay, so Backlot Express isn't only known for its $1 giant plastic cheese cups. That's just one of the many reasons why I love this quick service so much. For starters, Backlot over in Echo Lake is themed to look like a production warehouse, so you're going to see a lot of props and decorations that'll make you feel like you're behind the scenes of a movie or TV set. This is like old school MGM, and I think that's why I like it as much as I do. Now, when I say this place is one of my favorites to eat, I'm well aware that the food here isn't life-changing or anything, but it's got a good assortment of high-quality stuff. The chicken tenders are my go-to, especially when I have that $1 plastic cheese to dip them in. Seriously, the plastic cheese served here comes in these huge cups, and I hope they never ever change that. I'd also recommend picking up something here that goes beyond the classic theme park staples, like the teriyaki chicken bowl, the teriyaki tofu bowl, or the Cuban sandwich, minus the teriyaki. Normally, I'd also recommend picking up the Wookiee cookie here for dessert, which is 2 oatmeal cookies sandwiched together with vanilla cream, but it's been a little bit different lately. I still really like it. Some people aren't having as great a reaction to it as before, but I still recommend it. Another huge perk of this restaurant is the plethora of indoor seating. This is a warehouse after all, so you're going to find a lot of space to spread out and enjoy your plastic cheese without feeling like strangers are all up in your personal space the whole time, and you sort of get out of the elements for a little while. By the way, if you're looking for a guide all about Disney World's best snacks and where to find them, go ahead and scan the QR code you see on the screen right now, or go to disneyfoodblog.com/bestsnacks after this so we can send you a free guide talking about our top 10 sweet and savory options in each of the parks, complete with handy dandy snack maps to help you track them down while you're there. I love a snack map. Heading over to Epcot for family-style dining, let's all say it together, Garden Grill. Yep, it's a restaurant with a slowly spinning dining room, which is so cool, and I remember it being so cool even when I was a kid, when it wasn't the Garden Grill back then. It was a completely different restaurant, but still so cool. There's unlimited mac and cheese here. Mickey Mouse is in overalls. I don't know how else you want me to pitch this to you. That should check off all your dining requirements right there, but I'll try to further convince you anyways. Located on the second floor of the Land Pavilion, Garden Grill is hosted by the friendliest and most rambunctious chipmunks around Chip 'n Dale, so get ready to dig into their homegrown harvest feast. No, really, when I say homegrown, I mean grown in-house. The all-you-care-to-enjoy option options brought to your table consist of fresh veggies that are grown right there in the Living with the Land greenhouses, located on the first floor of the Land Pavilion. While you might not be able to see the greenhouses from where you're sitting in the restaurant, you will be able to see other sections of the Living with the Land boat ride as the dining room rotates while you're munching away on cornbread with honey butter, roasted chicken, farm fresh green beans, home-style mashed potatoes, and lots of other comfort classics, including, yes, that mac and cheese. Chip and Dale are going to come to check on you during your meal to make sure Harvest Feast is living up to your high standards, but they'll also be accompanied by Pluto and Mickey Mouse. Remember, Mickey's in overalls and a plaid shirt, and it's adorable. If you're a fan of butter and garlic and fresh ingredients, or even if you prefer plant-based options, since there's a plant-based Harvest Feast your family can choose to eat instead, then this restaurant is one that you can't afford to miss. Now, for high-quality barbecue, you're going to head to Regal Eagle Smokehouse. Sam the Eagle from the Muppets wants you to eat at Regal Eagle Smokehouse over in the American Adventure Pavilion, and here's why. First of all, this is Sam the Eagle's quick service restaurant, and he takes great pride in it. According to Imagineering lore, Sam the Eagle is hosting a centennial cook-off for all patriots and pitmasters across the region to compete in. And that means you're going to have a lot of barbecue options to choose from, inspired by states that are known for their barbecue specialties, with entrees like Kansas City smoked half chicken, sliced Texas beef brisket sandwich, North Carolina chopped smoked pork butt platter, and Memphis dry rub pork rib. Now, little interlude here to just be like, can you believe I'm highly recommending what used to be Liberty Inn? I know, I can't believe it either, but it's really good. All right, Regal Eagle also has several different kinds of BBQ sauces, from North Carolina vinegar to Texas brisket sauce. And this is probably one of my favorite parts about this entire restaurant, is all the different sauces. I am a sauce girl, I'm a sauce goblin. I love dips, I love sauces, and it's great to have a bunch of different ones to try. So you don't have to like commit to anything, you can just try all of them. I love the brisket sauce because it reminds me a lot of the barbecue sauce my dad used to make when I was younger. It's like kind of a spicy barbecue sauce. It was so good. Now, the portions at Regal Eagle are decently sized too. They come with your choice of side options like mac and cheese, baked beans with burnt ends, or beer battered onion rings. So you'll definitely be all filled up before you make your way back out into the World Showcase. And the prices here aren't too shabby either. You're looking at adult entrees that tend to range between $10 and $17. So you can get a lot of food for your money. You can easily split that food with someone else if you want to, and you can save even more on your lunch and dinner bill. Heading over to Animal Kingdom for lounge dining and drinks, of course we are going to talk about Nomad Lounge. Rarely are you going to find a DFB food video where I'm not giving a shout out to Nomad at least once, and that's because I cannot stress enough how much I love this place. Like, I love to sit there and relax and chill. It's just like, I don't know, it aligns my chi, whatever. It's just great. Nomad is attached to the Tiffin's signature restaurant over on Discovery Island. And while Tiffin's is a good choice for a nice meal too, it's definitely an expensive choice, which is why you're going to find the team and me singing the praises of Nomad Lounge a bit louder. The small plates over at Nomad come straight from the Tiffin's kitchen. And while I wouldn't say those bites are cheap by any means, this more laid-back lounge setting gives you a little more freedom to make your meal more budget-friendly without feeling rushed. Like so many places in AK, Nomad Lounge has drop-dead gorgeous vibes. You can choose to sit inside on one of the comfy bar chairs, or you can head outside to the covered patio, which tends to be my preferred choice since the whole area is surrounded by lush greenery and the sounds of nature and running water. It's just so relaxing, especially when you're in the middle of a busy theme park. Like, do I really have to leave this place? I could just chill here with a cocktail and some churros for the rest of my park day and be very content. Sometimes that's what I do. Like I mentioned before, Nomad offers a menu of small plates, and the options here do change occasionally depending on the time of year and any special events that might be taking place. You're often going to find specialty menu items pop up for celebrations like Black History Month, Animal Kingdom's anniversary, or Earth Day, which is Animal Kingdom's anniversary. And since this is a lounge we're talking about, let's not skip over all the drinks you can potentially try here too. When it comes to Nomad specialty cocktails, the DFB team absolutely loves the tempting Tigress, made with bourbon, St. Elizabeth allspice dram, tamarind syrup, and lime juice. That Night Monkey, which is made with dark rum, guava puree, coffee simple syrup, and lime juice with a hint of cilantro. There's a lot going on in the Night Monkey. And the Annapurna Zing, made with gin, passion fruit puree, mint, simple syrup, and lime juice topped with ginger beer and a glowing lotus flower. But even if you don't or can't drink alcoholic beverages, Nomad also has a good amount of mocktails you can choose from instead. A few of our favorites are the Hibiscus Henna, made with watermelon, hibiscus, and lime juice topped with soda water, Zingiber Fizzle, which is the virgin version of the Annapurna Zing, and the Happy Macaque, the virgin version of the Night Monkey. Now, before you put Nomad Lounge on your must-try list, there are a couple of things you need to know about it beforehand, and these things are very important indeed. First, Nomad Lounge does not take advanced dining reservations, so you will need to join the walk-up waitlist through the My Disney Experience app on the day that you're in Animal Kingdom. I highly recommend doing that as soon as you can to make sure this list doesn't fill up before you get a chance to join. Also note that Nomad Lounge usually opens later and closes earlier than the rest of Animal Kingdom. Currently, it looks like it opens at 10:30 a.m. daily, but has varying closing times that you're going to need to double check before as well as on the day of your visit. Now, for eclectic fast food in Animal Kingdom, head to Satu'li Canteen. If you're getting tired of all the fast food staples like burgers and chicken strips and hot dogs, but you still want to eat at Disney's quick service, then Satu'li Canteen is going to be your happy medium. This is a cafeteria-style, Na'vi-themed restaurant where the food is adventurous, but not so adventurous that picky eaters are going to shy away from it. Actually, thanks to the customizable bowl options, you have the freedom to make your meal as adventurous or as tame as you want it to be. You can even make it plant-based if you'd like, thanks to the chili spice crispy fried tofu option. You can also order the cheeseburger pods here, which are basically ground burger stuffed bao buns with a side of chips and slaw. These are a good and tasty option if you want something a little less heavy than a full customizable bowl, but still fairly filling. Also, this is going to be the closest thing to what picky eaters are going to go for probably, because they really do taste like a McDonald's cheeseburger, even that they don't really look like it. Now, that's not saying my 10-year-old is going to, go for these. He is unbelievably picky, but you might have a shot. Now, if you don't want a full bowl, you can always choose to order one of the kids' meal bowls instead, which will be half the size of the adult portions at a lower price point. Adult customizable bowls range in price between $14 and $18, while the kids' bowls are about $9 each. If you ever find yourself majorly struggling with planning your Disney World dining, or if you come to the end of today's video and wish you could learn more about the hundreds of other dining options across the entire Disney property, make sure to check out our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining plus Snacks bundle over on dfbstore.com. All of these guides are full of details to help you plan your snacking and spending around the park. And you can even download them to your smartphone, so it's going to be like we're right there on vacation with you, except we're not going to be sharing the same bathroom and stuff like that. And be sure to type in code YouTube before you check out so you can add an extra discount on top of your purchase. Okay, we have made it to Magic Kingdom. For park attraction themed dining, we're going to send you to Skipper Canteen. When you go to Magic Kingdom, your dining options may not be the most exciting, to be frank. I'm not saying the atmosphere of the restaurants won't more than make up for it, especially if you're dining someplace like Cinderella's Royal Table or Crystal Palace or Be Our Guest Restaurant, but the food is going to be pretty familiar to what you'll find at other table services across the board. So if you're wanting a Magic Kingdom restaurant that goes against the grain of familiarity and also has a great atmosphere to dine in, then Skipper Canteen in Adventureland is going to hook you up with all of that. Skipper Canteen is themed after the world-famous Jungle Cruise boat ride. According to Imagineering lore, Skipper Canteen is the hot spot that hosts passengers for meals before or after their Jungle Cruise adventure. This spot features 3 dining rooms, including the Falls Family Parlor, the Crew Mess Hall, and a once-secret meeting room of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which is a whole other layer of Imagineering lore that you have to go and uncover for yourself. Across each of these rooms, guests dine on world-famous jungle cuisine with Asian, South American, and African-influenced dishes, and that includes options like the Falls Family Falafel, a plant-based secret recipe of chickpeas, garlic, onions, lemon juice, and herbs, served with house-made edamame, hummus, and toasted pumpkin seeds. Nile Nellie's Noodle Bowl, Niles and Niles of rice noodles with sautéed shrimp tossed with a spicy tamarind sauce, pickled radish, eggs, toasted peanut, and fresh-cut herbs, and the Kungaloosh, an African-inspired chocolate cake with caramelized bananas served with cashew caramel ice cream topped with coffee dust. So again, this is way different from your average theme park funnel cakes and corn dogs, which your family may love a lot or not love at all, if the classic foods are really what they're after. I mean, you know me, sometimes all I need is a basket of chicken tendies and plastic cheese and nothing else is going to satisfy that. So I get not wanting to seek out adventurous options all the time, especially if you're traveling with younger kids in your group, but Skipper Canteen has a lot going for it when it comes to quality eats and Disney theming. Not to mention, reservations are usually pretty easy to snag here, even on the day of your visit, though I wouldn't gamble on that if this is a must-try location for you. And the pricing here isn't going to hurt your wallet as much as other table services inside Magic Kingdom either, with adult entrees typically ranging around $20 to $40 and kids meals ranging around $11 to $14. Now, where are all my seafood fans at? Because I'm here to tell you that it's a-okay to get fast food salmon, shrimp, and lobster at Disney World and not regret it. Columbia Harbor House over in Liberty Square is that charming, nautically themed counter service restaurant that we love, featuring a menu filled with New England-inspired surf and turf. Now, there's been a lot of updates to the Columbia Harbor House menu lately, and we thought that was going to strip us of our favorite side dish, the Hush Puppies, but thank goodness those were brought back and all crises were averted. The other menu changes we've seen take place at this quick service as of late, though, still leave us with lots of solid fried and grilled fish options and the fan favorite lobster roll made with chilled lobster and a touch of mayonnaise on a New England style bun. Now, Bria's favorite thing to order here is the maple mustard glazed salmon served with green beans and rice, which is a nice light option that's a little sweet and a little zingy and very filling. If you're not a seafood fan, you can always opt for the chicken platter here, but you're not going to have as many turf options as you will surf options. Just something to keep in mind if you've got anyone seafood opposed in your group. We're going on over to Disney Springs, and we're going to start with Southern cuisine at Homecoming. Every time I don't eat at Homecoming while I'm at Disney, I miss it. Even if I've already told myself ahead of time that I'm going to vary things up a little bit this next trip, the heart wants what the heart wants, and it typically wants Homecoming. Homecoming is owned by celebrity chef Art Smith and has a menu that celebrates Southern and Floridian cuisine. The fried chicken is what this table service is best known for, and we're big fans of those thigh-high chicken biscuits specifically, but don't be sleeping on all those other tasty side dishes that this restaurant has to offer too, like the famous Church Lady deviled eggs, the spicy cauliflower wings, the cheddar cheese drop biscuits, and that mac and cheese. Oh, and if you're looking for a weekend brunch, Homecoming serves up their Rise and Shine brunch every Saturday and Sunday morning, featuring options you can't normally get here, like the Hush Puppy Benedict and the Hallelujah Biscuit, which is an open-faced biscuit topped with Chef Art's famous fried chicken, 2 over-easy eggs, pimento cheese, pecan smoked bacon, and smothered in sawmill gravy. Now, for the best non-plastic cheese, you're gonna go to Cooks of Dublin. As much as I love all that golden melty, probably fake cheese dip that Disney serves at a variety of their quick service locations, sometimes it's okay to deviate from all that to find a cheese that's real and legit. And when I want the best non-plastic cheese around, I go to Cooks of Dublin. Cooks is an Irish-inspired quick service spot attached to the main Raglan Road restaurant. Here you can enjoy the famous fish and chips, the slow braised beef grilled cheese sandwich, and my favorite Dubliner Irish cheese and bacon dip on the side. So that strong aged Irish cheese flavor comes through in a mighty way with this one, accompanied by large salty chunks of real bacon throughout. The menu might not be super extensive at Cooks of Dublin like it is over at Raglan Road, but what they lack in quantity, they make up for in quality. Okay, so quick confession. Originally, this video was supposed to only feature 10 different restaurants, 5 table services, and 5 quick services. And we were gonna call it good after that, but I couldn't not talk about the following 4 resort restaurants without it weighing on my conscience. I need you to know about these places. I've already skipped a bunch just to keep things easy, but I'm sorry, this is what I do. I keep adding and adding and adding because I can't bear you not hearing about some of these. Now, if you missed any of these because I didn't get the chance to tell you about them, I'd never forgive myself. Well, I'd eventually forgive myself, but I'd still feel really bad for gatekeeping them in the first place. Okay, best prix-fixe meal is going to be Storybook Dining at Artist Point. What makes Artist Point at Disney's Wilderness Lodge so special? Well, for starters, you get to meet Snow White, as well as Grumpy, Dopey, and the Evil Queen too, since she for sure wasn't going to miss out on being the star of this shindig. And then there's the overall quality of the apps and entrees and desserts you receive here. Sometimes character dining in Disney can be a bit on the disappointing side when it comes to the food, unless it's Garden Grill. We love you, Garden Grill. But Artist Point makes sure that what you receive during your dining experience isn't going to leave room for disappointment. Not with entertainment and not with meal quality either. When your meal starts off with appetizers like wild mushroom bisque, yep, it's that same famous wild mushroom bisque, that used to be served at Artist Point when this was the signature restaurant Artist Point. Same stuff, still delicious. You also have the Wicked Shrimp Cocktail, the Hunter's Pie made with turkey, chicken, black truffle, cranberry preserve, and crispy sauerkraut. So you already know you're in for a good time for the remainder of your meal here. You got 7 different entrees to choose from at Artist Point, and it's really hard to go wrong with any of these, but a couple of our personal favorites include a Stroll Through Nature, which is the vegetarian dish, with gnocchi, asparagus, leeks, arugula, sage, and parmesan, and the Royal Prime Rib Roast. This is what I always get. It's got horseradish mashed potato, which by the way are pretty horseradishy, so if you're not a huge horseradish fan, ask them for regular non-horseradish mashed potatoes. Yorkshire pudding also on this plate, carrot and juice. By the way, this entree is probably going to give you the most bang for your buck. Now, even the dessert here is nothing short of memorable. Your table's going to get to try sweet options like the Miner's Treasures, which is a cookies and cream panna cotta, topped with chocolate gems and an edible chocolate dopey hat. The Poison Apple is a dark chocolate apple mousse with a sour apple center. A Fairy Tale Gooseberry Tart, which is meringue and gooseberry inside a tart shell. And the Hunter's Gift to the Queen, which is a fun spectacle of 4 small treats that are presented to you in a smoke-filled wooden box. Now, if you want a fantastic date night, consider Jiko or Sanaa. Double dipping in this category, but that's because these restaurants are both at Animal Kingdom Lodge and they're worth a double dip. Jiko, the cooking place, is hands down one of the most romantic and unique restaurants on Disney World property. Sharing tastes of Africa with a special Jiko flourish. This one may not have any fun character dining, but it does offer truly impressive food like filet mignon with that mac and cheese, which we love, braised short ribs, the bread service here, the seared scallops, as well as an awesome view of the back wall, which sounds weird, but they call it the sunset wall, and through the night it actually changes colors like you're viewing a sunset on the savannah. Quick word of warning about this place, Jiko does have some banquet tables. You know how I feel about banquet tables, especially if they're for 2 people. It means you're going to be very, very close to your neighbors, which can be a lot less romantic. So you might want to try requesting a standalone table when you check in for your reservation out front to avoid that super close proximity with complete strangers. And let's jump over to Sanaa. This is another winner romantic dinner in our book. This is a table service restaurant inside Animal Kingdom Lodge. This is over in Kidani Village. And this one has a gorgeous view of the savannah. So make sure you book this restaurant when it's still light outside. Sanaa offers a unique fusion of Indian and African food with options like the Indian-style bread service, which comes with 5 different breads and 9 accompaniments. It's reached meme status. It is so good and definitely worth it. And then they have some customizable dishes that come with 1 meat and 1 plant-based dish, as well as a side of rice. Mix all that unique, delicious food together with that warm and inviting artistic atmosphere and that incredible view of the animals on the savannah, and you've got yourself a great date night worth remembering. Now, we've talked about the best plastic cheese and the best Irish cheese inside Disney World today, but now it's time to talk about the best mac and cheese, which is over at Gasparilla Island Grill in Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Gasparilla is a quick service spot with cafe-style seating and lots of picturesque views of the Grand Floridian Marina with Cinderella Castle off in the distance. Take a moment while you're here to peek inside the bakery display case, see if there are any seasonal goodies you might want to snag while you're here, because more than likely there will be. And absolutely, positively, order the house-made macaroni and cheese if you're a mac and cheese fan like I am. This stuff is the real deal. Thick noodles, very, very creamy cheese. It's served fresh and hot and hearty. And now I'm sad because I'm nowhere near Gasparilla right now. If anyone wants to ship me some of that mac and cheese, I would love it. All right, let's say you're not the world's biggest mac and cheese fan. That's okay, we can still be friends. Other lunch entrees you can find at Gasparilla include various flatbread pizzas, burgers, sandwiches, and salads, all costing around $10 to $15. Dinner brings a few more diverse options to the table, like the chicken or pulled pork Korean barbecue bowls for around $16 each. And during breakfast time, you can find Mickey waffles, breakfast platters, and egg sandwiches here. You know, the usual. Okay, so they made me narrow down some favorites here, and I hope it was helpful for those of you who are just like, AJ, I'm going to Disney World, I just need to know what to do. These are all going to be winners, I think. Now, I didn't talk in here about Le Cellier. I didn't talk in here about the incredible menu renovation at ABC Commissary. I didn't talk in here about Victoria and Albert's. Now, those are all restaurants that you want to visit, and if they let me talk about all the restaurants I think think you can't afford to miss in Disney World, this would have been 700 hours long. So definitely go check out the rest of our videos. I mean, I talk about all of our favorites in a lot of them. And I also have that DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining, which lists out all of our recommendations. So definitely check that out if it's something that you don't want to be limited to, just 14 restaurants. You want to see all the good ones because there are so many good restaurants in Disney World. And it doesn't make any sense for you to go and eat somewhere that's no good because there are plenty of places that are. But let me know in the comments if there are restaurants you love that I didn't mention on this list. Everybody who's reading the comments and interacting in the comments is going to learn from you and your experiences as well. So please help us out. Let us know what you love. And that's going to be helpful to all your fellow Disney fans who look in those comments as well. So yep, definitely more than 14 great restaurants in Disney World, but here are some that will hopefully fit the bill if you're just looking to make those decisions quickly. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.